Did you really think you could just walk off with that? It's a job I take very seriously. It's why I'm even entertaining what you're suggesting right now. I suppose we're in this together now. There's a lot of scared people out there right now, and I could do something about it. Ah, so you're the one they called about. Failed to mention you were collective-born. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long. So, do we have an agreement? It's a disturbing thought, Mr. Coe. And while it is my job to protect the people of the collective, I'm glad you're back. Very glad. So, what do you think? I grant you access. You don't mention what you've learned to anyone. I can even have embassy security forget about your little transgressions from earlier. What do you say? Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. You're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport, and the archival monitors can ensure that's all you take. Huh, that would work. All that security and 3 terramorphs still got into the city? UC never fails to disappoint. Responsible governance will not be rushed. In the end, we all just want to be safe in our little fiefdoms, don't we? Back at last. I presume the deputy was receptive to our proposal. Are we all in agreement? No one does, Captain. The only question is how to do it. We'll oversee the research. Guess that takes the whole trust us component out of play, doesn't it? That does seem like a workable idea. What do you think you're doing? I've heard our factions are going to be taking on the terramorphs together. Perhaps another step in the right direction.
Now, let's go get your code piece so you can be on your way.
I'm listening. So then, you've thought about my offer? I grant you access. You allow Freestar monitors to observe the research. Win-win. But I think we should expedite the process. In fact, I think there's an opportunity here. Keep both our factions happy and ensure an air of legitimacy to the whole proceeding. So, am I mistaken? They didn't actually send you here to beg for access to the archives, did they? Put that back! So I'm not interested in anyone getting power like that ever again. The UC most of all.
You want okay.
You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. I could have sworn you're right, because if not this, what other options do we have? Don't let yourself be taken in by their propaganda. This is a power grab, nothing more. But my aliens were placed there by UC hands. Help! Murder! Yes. How could I forget? Here, the fee. Excellent. Follow me.
There you are. I believe we might be able to help you, Captain.
I could be the hero here. What you said earlier, the Council of Governors, and me, I'm sure you were just sharing some gossip you heard, right? And just give the UC free run of the archives? I may as well resign right now. Trust must be earned. So we'll let the UC earn it. No, Captain, I'm not, and I'll tell you why. What you experienced down there at the spaceport, I've lived that once before already. If you think some flowery language is going to change my mind, you're gravely mistaken.
Fill out more in second pass.
And isn't that ultimately what this is all about?
All that security, and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. And if the United Colonies abuses this terramorph data, I'm not gonna just trade one threat for another. A step towards better relations. I could see some value there. Oh yes, this banned research is precisely what the factions need to kickstart their relationship. Let's breed a bioweapon together. Hey, you put that back! I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Excuse me. A less level-headed person might think that was a threat, Captain. Help! Someone's being attacked!
There you are. I believe we might be able to help you, Captain.
A ranger serving the cause of the colonies. You must really believe in this little endeavor. Pickpocket! Stop! I'm gonna report you if you don't get out now! Don't make me regret this, Captain. It's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all.
There. I hope you're happy I debased myself. Now, can we discuss what you actually came here for?
You are trespassing on Freestar property!
I dare say she got it?
You killed them! Help! So I do believe we might be able to help you, Captain. Are you out of your mind? I'll take that, thank you. Preventing more deaths is precisely what I'm trying to do by keeping the archives sealed. Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here? I'm sorry, but are you supposed to be here right now?
But, look.
Codes do have a way with words. Imagine how it'd look if the next attack occurred in Freestar space. I don't care if you're the God Emperor of Neon. I won't make the same mistake you are right now. Oh, someone do something! Good. I appreciate you working with me. Just like I'm sure our great powers will. You go in once. You get everything you need on your trip, and never again. You can guarantee the UC is gonna hear about this. Please, I spoke hastily. What do you think you're doing? Now let's go get your code piece so you can be on your way. It's not like anyone would miss him. What was that? Londinian. They had to abandon the planet. But that couldn't happen again. I plan to do exactly that, yes. I saw firsthand the damage the UC did with their xeno-weapons and mech platforms. I'm not about to let such things happen again. Your access will be limited. We will be ensuring the monitors only permit you access to items related to stopping these terramorphs. You can get out right now! I suppose you're right. Our job and our responsibility.
Cameron.
What are you doing? The way to do that, I believe, is clear. You just need some time to consider. I can tell. Let's just go get you your code while you decide what a reasonable idea this is.
Fill out in second pass.
That is actually something worth thinking on. You could acquire that knowledge again without our input, and all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. The warmongers of the UC will find a way to make it dangerous. You have my word. I can only let you get the information on the terramorphs. Anything else and people will get suspicious. I guess you will. Feel free to see yourself out. I mean, my requests keep being rejected because they don't want to add a seat, right? But what if? What if one opened up? Elias's heart. In what it used to be. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right. They tell me it should only take a moment. Okay, you know that for sure. That is interesting. Don't worry. I'll coordinate with Deputy McIntyre on the observers. Look, haste can be such a dangerous impulse for all parties involved. You're not gonna flatter me into acting against the Freestar Collective's best interest. The UC doesn't get to tell the Freestar Collective what it owes to anyone. But where are my manners? Here, my pistol. Laredo. Custom made. Now, with my error rectified, I presume we have a deal? You know, I'm quite busy. Son of a bitch. Cameron! Captain, I've been doing this long enough to know that trust must be earned, and the UC still has much to do to earn mine. Oh, I'm sure you think you would. The cost of being wrong is a high one. I never was the sort to turn my back on people in need. That's all the UC would need to do some damage. Oh, the troublemaker security threw out of the embassy. What do you want? People often mistake rivals for enemies. We don't have to like each other to do the right thing. A lecture in morality from the UC. How quaint. So this may just be our chance to have it managed responsibly. An interesting thought. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. And I know you, my dear, dear friend, wouldn't want to let anything get in the way of the two of us and our factions working together. Well then, I guess you'd better get a move on. Hey, get out of... Help! Someone help! But those two items should be enough to allay any suspicions. Out! Out now! Excuse me? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh my God! Hey! Give that back! Captain, changed your mind about speaking to Deputy McIntyre? Are you ready to sign off on our little agreement?
If I'm going to grant you access, we have to make this appear legitimate.
I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long. But please, pretty please, Don't tell my superiors I was thinking about double-crossing them. It was just talk, nothing more. Someone help me! It seems the Council of Governors has rejected my appeal to join. Again. I think we can work something out. Hey, give that back. I suppose I have seen some promising actions by this current administration. What are you doing? Fought tooth and nail as aliens rampaged in the streets of my home and others all throughout the collective.
But how could you?
And there. You're not wrong. We do need to do something. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that, and short-sighted. What say I give you that access you were asking after, and we keep this little secret between ourselves? And those lives are in my hands. We can only get you the information on the terramorphs. Anything else and people will get suspicious. Good. Good. Okay. Let's go get you your access. And who might you... Oh, I recognize that face. You're a Co, aren't you? Didn't you run away to help that little explorers club? A fair point. How would it look if the collective simply sat by while more attacks came to pass? You're joking, right? What the hell? Hey, that isn't yours. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours and go? Well, Captain, what do you say? Do you agree to my terms? Free Star observers for access to the archives? I'm sorry if you don't like the offer, but I refuse to be the person who lets such dangerous information be misused. Are you suggesting we can't defend ourselves? The results of the colony war prove that's not the case. Just what do you think you're doing? Hello? Someone there? Doing nothing is certainly preferable to doing something irresponsible. You're going to be discreet with that information, I hope. Working on borrowed time, aren't we?
You're really going to push this?
So perhaps if I can trust you to keep this little secret between us, then maybe we can find a way to trust the UC with access to the archives. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. If you're looking for a place to relax, feel free to do so elsewhere. I'm sorry, but acting just because you're afraid doesn't justify the action. And isn't that ultimately what this is all about? Inaction sometimes is the only sound choice one can make. Terramorphs? As in more than one? Help! I'm being attacked! Excuse me! That doesn't belong to you! Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. Don't try that again. Look, I believe we may have gotten off on the wrong foot. The issue at hand is one of trust, no? That now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. Oh, please. Buttering me up isn't gonna get us anywhere. I appreciate you being flexible. And all research will need to be monitored. Free Star scientific observers making sure everything's being used for the right purposes. The Council will hear about this! Which is why I'm sure they wouldn't send you all the way down here to beg for something like that. Just think about it. Maybe we can reach out to some experts at that sort of thing, huh? To unlikely allies, I guess. What are you? Fine. You'll get what you want. Follow me. No! Leave that alone! Oh? Oh, and a good one, too. Well-trusted friend. I appreciate it. A great sign of the relationship our two factions can have working together. Well, Captain, you make some good points. You have my answer. Now, please take the hint. I've heard our factions are going to be taking on the terramorphs together. What a lovely surprise.
This will be flushed out in past too.
Good God! Help! Help! Less than a generation. Hardly long enough to claim the UC is completely reformed. It is reassuring to know there are still some people in this universe you can trust. I think we can work something out. Did I not make myself abundantly clear, Captain? You're not getting access to the archives.
I dare say he got it?
No. If the Council found out, I'd lose my position. I'd be exiled. I see no reason to let them try it again. I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment? It's possible I might be letting my history cloud my judgment. Possibly. You want... Okay, Captain, I'm sorry, but my answer is not changing. The UC is just going to have to find another way. Now, I presume you can see yourself out. Oh, stop. You're embarrassing yourself. What on earth are you... Oh, I understand precisely what's at stake here. the balance of galactic peace. Well, I hope you'll decide to do the right thing. You think this is about a grudge. This is about safety, and that's not something I take lightly. You again? You do understand there was no chance you were getting into the archives before security threw you out, yes? I'm not in your way, am I? Good, good. This isn't some schoolyard disagreement. The United Colonies already displayed for all to see the harm they could do with the information in the archives. Please don't talk to me like I'm some cold-hearted monster. I'm trying to protect lives too.
Same here. Trying to isolate their ship systems and see if we can affect them in any way. I'll need more help here in the lodge.
See, even your compatriot can't stomach such a sorry display.
There. Now, I think we still need to discuss the thing that actually brought you here.
What the? Oh, no, you don't. Help! You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One, to convince me. Understood. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. That's mine! Give it back! You can say pleasantries here, but that's not ultimately up to you, is it?
Please. Please. I spoke, hastily. And I know, you, my dear friend, wouldn't want to let anything get in the way of our new friendship.
Which means you and I are stuck in this colonial rat cage until we die.
You have my thanks for what you did down there. Truly. Saved many lives.
And I know you, my dear, dear friend, wouldn't let anything like that get in the way of the two of us, and our factions, working together. I was afraid of that. Code generators just this way. You can't just waltz around in here. Out, now! Here you go. I hope that'll be enough to maintain your discretion. I suppose you might be right. Easy to lose sight of the big picture sometimes. In fact, I think there's an opportunity here. Keep both our factions happy and ensure an air of legitimacy to the whole proceeding.